Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. Today we're going to talk about financial literacy, a topic that most parents should be talking about with their kids, but not all of them are. To join us to talk about that, Cody Loughlin. He is with the Money Talkers podcast. Cody, thank you for being on the show.
Jeff, I couldn't be happier to be here.
Thank you. So how did you carve out this niche for yourself?
Well, this became a personal passion for me over 20 years ago when I got into finance, and I realized that the things that we needed to know that affect all of us, in our lives as we deal with money, and we also deal with relationships around money and in the family home. After being in the business for about 20 years, I was able to become what's called FIRE, which is financially independent, retire early, and it's a way of basically becoming retired where you have passive income that covers more than your bills are at home. And I had a lot of opportunities on the plate for consulting and different businesses, and it just became an opportunity where I thought, you know what, I want to go give back. This is important work to be done. I've never met a single parent that was happy that we didn't learn anything about money in school. A lot of us have parents who just didn't want to breach a subject with us as well. And so hence the name Money Talkers, because I didn't want to be one of those parents that doesn't talk about money. I want to be one of the parents that is a money talker. And so I started a movement, and it's taken off like crazy.
Yes, well, I've been so impressed with you. I've been had a chance to be on your show and went on the internet and found that you've been a guest on countless shows. We've got a little video we're going to roll right now. You enjoy this, don't you? I mean, doing other people's shows and educating the public on why this is so important. This is really your life's passion.
This is as I said before, like I had a lot of different opportunities that I could go into, but this is something that I feel needs to be done. And for me, I would love to have the end result be that we teach about entrepreneurship, and we teach about personal finance, and we teach about the successful mindsets that I see so many high achievers bring into their lives. And they had to make a lot of mistakes to get there, but they've all made that journey. Such as yourself, your opening where you said, in 2008, you took that step and look where you ended up. Well, you're as a high achiever, you've learned a lot of things along the way, but we could be opening these doors for a lot of people that don't have access to the benefits that we do. I would love to get into the school system at the end result, but that's a glacier to move. And so what I do is I'm working on, families that want to address this now, because I feel that parents don't know how to breach a subject. It becomes a subject that's very difficult to talk about, that mostly your parents didn't talk about it either, and so you didn't learn how to do it. And there really aren't a lot of resources for parents. And so that's one of the things that I'm providing, and I'm bringing people that have done amazing things in life, even coaches, entrepreneurs, and then also just really successful parents. And I want parents to be able to hear messages from other parents so that they know that they're not alone.
Yes, I wonder sometimes because we both went to school and you took courses that you wondered, am I ever going to use this in the real world, right? And we've forgotten most of what we learned. Why are they not teaching financial literacy in schools?
So I think that's a big question, and there's a big answer to it. And so the original curriculums weren't set up for teaching personal finance, because it was originally go to school, get good grades, go to college, get good grades, go work for a company, stay there for 45 years, get the gold watch. They take care of you in your retirement. and it's just not reality anymore. And so moving the curriculum hasn't changed at all, in 70, 80 years, and the world has changed tremendously. We are more self-reliant in our retirement and our income and our healthcare. We have to know these things, and we just haven't caught up with the curriculum. Um, I also have heard that I've had someone tell me, like, there was a study, they said, well, it's not very effective to teach personal finance in school, that should be done at home. And my answer to that is, how effective is not teaching?
Right. That's powerful. Well, when I was on your show, you asked me a question, and I'm going to ask the same question of you. If you had 1 hour left on the planet, and God whispered in your ear, Cody, I'm about to take you home, but I need you to go into that room of graduating seniors and give them your wisdom, the good, the bad, the ugly, what would you tell that room of graduating seniors?
You have to take action. And so many people have the same wants. We have these same goals. We want to see where we're going to be, and we want independence. We want financial freedom. We want to leave the world a better place. And the resources for you are out there. They're not scary. The first step is the scariest, because you're basically stepping off a cliff into something you don't know about. But every chef was a busboy. Every major news anchor had to probably work behind the camera at some point, right? And so what I would say is that go out, seek what you want to learn. The information is there for you. Don't wait for someone to bring it to you. Don't blame people that are going to, they didn't teach you, so it's not your fault. It's your responsibility. And if we have young people in our lives, if you've got kids, you've got nieces and nephews, if you just want to go out and mentor kids, enough to teach them. You don't need to be a financial genius to teach personal finance. A lot of it is, general stuff that you have learned and bumped your head along the way. There's nothing to be embarrassed about what the situation you're in, or if you don't think that you're a financial genius, like, go out and teach what a bank account is. If you don't know enough, then learn with them side by side. But if we don't teach kids, we put our heads in the sand, they're going to get bad results. You're going to take a money test in your life, and you're going to take a lot of them. You can either study for it, or you can just go in blindly and hope you pass it, which generally isn't set up for you to pass.
Wow. Cody, we're out of time for this segment, but you've been a great guest. Promise me you'll come back again.
Absolutely. I want to thank your viewers too, because without them, and I also want to thank you, Jeff. You were a wonderful guest on the podcast. We try to find people such as yourself that have just, top of industry that we can bring into the home, and we teach a lesson out of it too. We have a short form podcast in there that is 8 to 10 minutes long usually. And it's somewhere where you can take the earbuds out, take your headphones off, and go have a money talk with your kid, because ultimately what you're doing is you're not just informing them with information. You're building the relationship so that down the road they come to you when they have bigger decisions around this topic.
Outstanding. Well, we're going to put your website up to end this segment. themoneytalkers.com is the website. Cody, thank you so much for the gift that you're giving the world.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.